Hello, this is going to be a video on the assembly of the PurpleLeaf 10 by 12 foot gazebo. Here's a picture of the end product I assembled. As you can see, I used mine as an outdoor cook center, and I had to customize it a little bit to get it a little bit closer to my pizza oven there. I was going to do some detailed assembly instructions, video every little step as I put it together, but the rains came and that made that kind of difficult to do because we was scrambling in between rain showers. So anyway, what I plan to do is just walk through that painful pictorial instruction sheet that comes with these things and try and make some of the parts that weren't very clear to me a little bit clearer. And hopefully I can make this video short too. So here we go. Okay, so step number one, pretty straightforward. The drawing's pretty clear. Just hook the footings to the legs. Step number two is also pretty straightforward. The curtain hooks were not real clear in the drawing, at least to me. So I'll go into a little detail there. There's, on the long rails, the 12-foot rails, you would have 7 for each side. You'd have 7 clips for the outside curtains and 7 clips for the inside mosquito netting. And so that would be on each of the 2 sides. And then on the 10-foot rails for each of the 2 sides, you would have 6 and 6. And then there's step number 3. That's pretty straightforward too, except for the one thing that got me was, what is this item X? The tube of goop isn't real clear. I don't read Chinese, so I had to open it up and kind of squeeze it a little bit and see what it is. It looks like it's a black urethane sealer product. Probably because the connections between the rails, C, C1, all those, are actually a steel sleeve inside the aluminum frame. And so if there's water in there, of course the steel will rust, and I'm assuming that's what it was all about. But of course it didn't say anything like that. So anyway, you just want to seal those up really good. Steps 4 and 5 are pretty straightforward. I didn't find anything that I didn't understand there. Just make sure you keep all your unused hardware in its labeled containers until you absolutely need it, or you're going to lose track of what screws are what. Step 6 is where it really helps to have 2 people, so you can assemble the first part of the roof and at least get it up there, and then put all the rest of the rafters and everything on after the major first part of it's up there. So what I did was just took part M, item M, which is the top part of the roof, and hook 2 of the hips, which are D's, to that. And here's how they go together. This is a picture of how they go together in the end. They're actually on top of M, so upside down, of course, they're underneath M. And then you 2 people, you grab each hip, swing it up over, and hook them on. You kind of balance it while you're hooking them onto the opposing corners there.
Okay, smile. This is Dave putting his awning up. I guess it's not an awning. What's it called? A gazebo in the rain. And ready, set, go. Okay.
In between rain showers.
It's kind of a lot today. Try not to get wet though.
And then step 7, the only thing I saw wrong with the pictures here, at least the copy I got, they had all the hips and regular rafters marked as D, where the regular rafters are actually D1. They're shorter than the hips, obviously. And so I corrected that in the book. But other than that, they just go up, as shown. No big deal.
Okay, between rain showers, we got the rafters up. Looks pretty awesome. Sun's trying to come out, so we might actually get the roof on today. Kind of fun.
Steps 8 and 9, pretty straightforward, easy one-person job. M1 is just the secondary rooftop. Goes over the top of M. So it's down in it actually. And then the J bars or the J rails go around the outside to form the upper roof opening. No issues with the drawings that I found on that one. Steps 10 and 11 and actually 12 are all fairly easy, one person. I didn't see any issues with the drawings at all. You are starting to put the dreaded roof panels in, but this is only the upper roof, and they're small little panels, and they slide right in there. Wrap them with the outer edges, and then don't forget to put your little N and N1 covers on, where the bars come together around the outer edge, because that would be really painful if you had to get up there later after you got all the big panels in. So anyway, nothing really to mention about those steps.
Okay, put the upper roof rafters on. It's getting more and more sturdy. Looks awesome.
Over here.
Okay.
Grab our F and G and G1.
Okay, it's coming together. This end of the roof isn't done. We gotta secure this side. It's pretty awesome though. This side over here is already done. Whatever. Ouch.
If you need a hard hat. They actually did say to have a hard hat.
Did they really?
As part of the installation, yes.
Well, now we know why.
Yeah. I, of course, didn't listen to them.
Well, there's that.
I got a big welt on my head.
Is that a little clip that goes on there?
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that.
It's N1.
Oh, okay.
You got N goes on the ends, and N1 in the middle.
Ah, okay.
Okay, steps 13 and 14, the dreaded roof panels that I'm sure you've heard about if you've read the reviews. These are obviously the most difficult part. You do need two people. At least I wouldn't want to try them by myself. Be kind to the other person. Okay, PurpleLeaf sent me some additional instructions that are essential. So if you didn't get them or you don't get them, definitely contact PurpleLeaf and have them email them to you. Okay. The key is you need to start from the bottom with the big outside corner pieces and work up. And forget the R pieces in the center. They're easy, and talk about those later. But the trick is the clips. Okay, you don't wait till step 14 to go put the clips in. You got to have the clips in there to hold the piece that you just put in place while you're putting the next one up in place. Okay, but you can't put the clips too high, because then there's not enough room in the groove to overlap the next one up in the groove. And that's the tricky part, is to get the next one up in the groove and overlapped. Okay, and then you can come back in step 14 and you can rearrange the clips all you want, well, once you got the roof done. But that's the trick, the clips. Waiting for the deluge to pass. Okay, we're going to do Q, Q2, and Q4. Okay, so the order we did our roof was we started in the corner, like I said, with the big one Q, and then we did Q2 and then Q4, and then we went to the other end of the long rail and did Q1, Q3, and Q5, and we went around on the corner and did the Q2, Q4, and then the last three. And then we could have waited for the R's until all the roof was done, but I wanted to move this whole thing over towards the fence before we got the roof or got everything too heavy. And so we went ahead and slid our R's on the backside back up in there and then moved the gazebo back in. But you get the idea. Okay, then section R, the ones in the middle, you just lay those up there and see exactly where they overlap, because I think one of them's like it's only one overlap and the next one's a couple overlaps, and put them together that way before you even start shoving them in, and then just shove them in the groove from the first one, the upper one first, and slide them up together just like a train, and they slide right in there, piece of cake. Okay, that brings us to the final step, number 15, and this is just hanging the curtains, and it's pretty straightforward. You just got to count the eyelet. If you recall, the curtains zip up in the center between the legs, and so from one leg to the center going down the long side, you got 7 clips, and from the leg going to the center of the short side, you got 6 clips. And so just count your eyelets, 6 and 7, and you should be fine. Anyway, so that's it. Hope you learned something. Thanks.